one book which was complete French to you, yet by the time you were done with it, you knew it like the back of your hand. Can we say the same for the Quran? I want every single one of us to take a moment and reflect. Can we say the same for the Quran? When we open the Quran, whatever that textbook that you are so familiar with now, that even years later, if you go back to it, it will not take you as long to become familiar with it again. Maybe it's a book that you constantly apply in your practice, the familiarity that you have with it. I can open that particular book from anywhere. I know what the table of contents looks like. I know what the chapter headings look like. I know how the diagrams flow, how to understand the diagrams, the charts, the graphs, everything. I can even navigate the index. Can I say the same for the Quran? You open those textbooks from anywhere and we will walk you through it. But if I were to open the Quran from anywhere and hand it around, when the Imam recites from the Quran, Maghrib, Isha, Fajr, are we able to identify where they're reciting from for the most part? Do we know what they're saying? What does that mean for us? That's the people who have that kind of a belief in the Quran. Can we say that for ourselves? Is it necessary? Is it important? We knew that those degrees were important. And not saying this or that. I'm not saying we should have read the Quran. Why did we read those textbooks? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying we read those textbooks, brilliant, incredible. That speaks to our ability, it speaks to our capacity, it speaks to our intelligence, it speaks to the discipline that we're able to bring to whatever it is that we're required to do. All I'm saying is, why does that discipline, that intelligence, that commitment not manifest itself when it comes to the Quran? Why is it still such a foreign text for us? Such an alien language for us? Why is it still so distant? Why do we still not feel at home with the Quran? Allah does not change a people until they change that which is within themselves. And the greatest change that the humanity has ever experienced in its history was a change that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought in a matter of 23 years. From the time of the first revelation to the time of his passing away, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam changed not just the Arabian Peninsula, but the entire world. The world at that time was similar to today, on the brink of its own destruction. The world at that time was caught in a war between empires, between superpowers, and people were being killed mercilessly. Human life did not have any value, any worth. Whatever previous scriptures, previous religion, whatever it was that was revealed before was distorted, so much so that the function that religion had to perform in that society, in the world, it was not able to perform. It was irreparably corrupted. Historians write about how humanity was on the brink of destruction. Human civilization will have ended had it not been for this miraculous change that came about from the Arabian Peninsula, where these unlettered people, where these half-naked camel shepherds, not people of the book, not people of any form of civilization really. They wouldn't even be considered civilized people. They would be considered the barbarians of the age. The Persian Empire, the Roman Empire did not even consider the Arabian Peninsula to be significant enough or the Arabian people to be important enough to even bother with them. If they wanted, they could have conquered them with a snap of their fingers. But they could not be bothered. What for? Desert? They didn't want desert sand. They didn't have any oil back then, or they didn't know there was oil there. They couldn't care less. For all they cared, they thought they were already a colony of the Roman Empire or the Persian Empire. That's how they perceived them. And yet from there came something that shocked them. That these people now are so disciplined, so civilized. The level of morality that they carry is a morality that the world could not make sense of. We are at that brink again. Only this time no prophet is going to come. Only this time the miracle is going to be greater, because it is going to take place without a prophet, without a living prophet, prophethood still being alive. That's what marks this age as an age of incredible. There is no question that Islam is destiny. There is no question that when the Prophet ﷺ says, as Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ أَقْوَامًا وَيَضَعُ بِهِ الْآخَرِينَ. That Allah will elevate people with this book, with this Quran, and He will abase people. He will humiliate them for abandoning this Quran. There is no doubt. But where there is a significant doubt, where there is